Thanks for joining us today. We're here to talk about something that's going to be a significant blessing for the city of Corpus Christi. I'm Joe Adami, the mayor of Corpus Christi. You know, I think we can all relate to what happened on 9/11, September the 11th, 2001. And we're going to be able to tie that event into a special blessing right here in Corpus Christi on August the 23rd through the 26th. The name of the event is Alive with Purpose. And again, it's going to be on August the 23rd through the 26th. With me today to talk about it is pastor of Southside Community Church, Kyle Livingston, Johnny Cotton, the current chairman of Reach Ministries and an architect here in Corpus Christi, and Greg Hood, who's been in the men's ministry for over 25 years and has been a very special blessing to me in my own personal life. Greg, why don't you tell us a little bit about this big weekend that's going to happen in August?
You know, the letter that you wrote and you're sending out to the business community to invite their participation in the luncheon, the opening sentence, if you remember in your letter, is that we're all familiar with game changers in life. And on 9/11 was a game changer for Steve Scheibner. Steve was the American Airlines first officer or captain who was scheduled to fly Flight 11. It was to take off from Boston and go to LA. And we know that morning on 9/11 it didn't make it. It was the first airplane that crashed into the World Trade Center. Steve Scheibner was bumped from that flight only hours before takeoff. He realized that was Flight 11. That should have been me, sitting in Tom McGuinness's seat that he was sitting in that morning. And so, obviously, it was a shocking, stunning thing for him. And over the days ahead, as he replayed that, he thought, what does this mean for my life? Why am I still alive? So it was truly a game changer for Steve Scheibner. He's going to be here that weekend, Joe, Alive with Purpose weekend, to share his story and also to share what came out of that 9/11 experience for him.
Johnny, you know, we don't always have a game changer event like that in our lives. I mean, this one's just phenomenal. It'll be a phenomenal story to hear. But why don't we talk about game-changing events that happen in our lives?
One thing that Steve will do for us while he's in Corpus Christi is to help us refocus. We can kind of live through this experience with him and think together, what would I do if I had another chance at living my purpose? That sad day for our country could be used to bring blessing to our families and to our city right here in Corpus Christi. And in doing this too, we will have some special guests at the meetings. This year we will focus on the fire department and the men and women who are valiant firefighters here in our community and our EMS people also.
Kyle, you're a pastor. You know, we're reaching out to, there's not a denomination that says this is just for Baptists or just for Catholics or anything else like that. This is an outreach ministry throughout the whole community. And
after 9/11, one of the things that was really heightened in Steve's mind, and as he's thinking about what's our life purpose and how do we live significantly today, was he looked in on the American family. And he saw that there's a lot of help that can be lended to strengthening marriages, to equipping parents with tools to raise their children and help develop the kind of character in them that makes life, the quality of life higher for each of them. So what he'll come here to do on that Friday evening of the 24th and Saturday morning the 25th, part of that weekend, specifically at those times, is he will be leading this character health conference. And so you've got this really wonderful opportunity beyond our church denominations and lines to reach our Navy personnel and connect with them. I mean, he and his wife raised 8 children and made 15 moves. People here in Corpus know what that's like. Wonderful opportunity to interact with pastors pastors who enjoy their work and pastors who've known the frustrations and stepped away from it. And then to equip families in developing character in their children. It's really, that enthuses me because it's something that we do. We share in common beyond our lines.
Greg, you want to kind of wrap up about the event and maybe more details?
There'll be a special doctor's dinner on Thursday night, the 23rd. Then Friday morning, we're working to bring Steve to the Navy and to Army Depot. We're talking with those commands about how we're going to do that. Then Friday at noon, we'll do the Alive with Purpose luncheon. That'll be at the Omni Bayfront Hotel. Businesses are being invited by you and others to come and sponsor tables and bring their friends, their clients, their folks to that as guests that weekend to hear Steve speak. Friday night, he will begin his Family Alive conference, and that will go again Saturday morning from 9 till 3. That kind of wraps up the weekend, but following that, we don't want to just give somebody an inspiration and kind of leave it at that. So Reach Ministries is organizing a wonderful follow-up. You're familiar with Patrick Morley, having been to Orlando and knowing about his ministry there. He's written a book called Man Alive, and it fits great with this weekend's subtitle, Transforming Your 7 Primal Needs into a Powerful Spiritual Life. This will be offered in venues here in town for men the week or second week following Alive with Purpose weekend. It's an 8-week series, video-driven, with small group interaction following that. So we're going to offer this and encourage men to participate in that following this weekend.
Great. Well, it's going to be a big event, and just like we talked about, the significant tipping point or whatever you might want to, game changer in our lives, and I really think this is going to be a game changer for a lot of us in many ways. Thank you all for joining me today. Let's all look forward to this great event, August the 23rd to the 26th right here in Corpus Christi.